I have a new, what do you call it? Infrared. You know how everyone has the infrared lights
I have a red
face?
light face.
I have one for your hands.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because, when you get into the midlife era, your hands give it away.
Fully Grownish.
Hey guys, how was your week this week?
It's Sunday.
It is Sunday.
Yay!
Busy week. It was a short week. But
Oh, right. There was a holiday this week.
Mm-hmm.
Not in my world.
Not in my world either.
No, it was for me.
At least it was nice this week. This weekend sucks, but
Yeah.
that's okay. What was your excitement this week, Ange?
I had a really busy week, actually. I was in Ottawa for work. So I got to stay over at a little hotel on Point, so that was nice. And I ordered takeout, and I had them bring me up a robe.
Yes.
And I just ate takeout in my robe watching Netflix. It was a dream.
That's glorious.
Because after a long weekend as a solo parent, let me tell you,
You need that
I
rest.
loved it. I loved every single second.
Take out a robe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Netflix, chill. Yep.
It's a thing. What
Yeah.
about
And
yourself?
I don't know. When I have that time, it's kind of funny. I don't want to go to sleep. I want it to last forever. So I think I was up till midnight just binging.
Just watching.
I watched The Crash.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
on
heard that's
Netflix.
good.
The Crash or the Craft?
The Crash.
Oh.
It's a documentary about a girl in the U.S. who slammed her car into the wall. Anyway, it's pretty dark, but yeah, I watched that, and then I just watched some other shows. But yeah, it was good. It was nice, unwinding. It was good.
Yes.
How about you guys?
Jocelyn, what about you?
Honestly, pretty boring week. Lots of work. And yeah, I started watching Off Campus because someone lied to me and told me that it was like The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's not.
Off campus.
Yeah.
Who's in that?
Unknown. It's about like a hockey at college, hockey players. So it's kind of like, okay, is it like heated rivalry? Maybe I'll get into this. But no, it's garbage. But I keep watching because why not?
And did you watch the Summer House reunion?
No, the reunion hasn't come out yet. I watched the
Oh.
season finale
I thought it did
and I
come
watched In the City.
Yes, In the City came out. I watched that too. I think I am hooked.
Amazing. Yeah, no, I'm excited. The first episode of the first reunion episode is this week. So
Dun dun dun. Okay, I'm gonna watch it even though I haven't watched Summer House.
I don't think you need to. Honestly, it's going to be just a yell at, like, it'll be like the Vanderpump Rules one where they just yelled at them the whole time. Scandal. So
I
it'll
love
be
it.
good.
Where do you watch it?
Hey You.
Hey You?
Yeah. Well, I pay for the Hey You app because it's
There's
like,
an app called Hey You and
Yeah.
Hulu. Oh, I can't keep up. What could they just get one app?
I know.
I know. That
and
would be
you could
nice.
pay $100 and get everything. It's too many things.
Yeah.
How many
Hey
apps do you
Hulu.
have?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I canceled Amazon, so as of this week, I think I no longer have Amazon Prime. So yeah, I only have Apple TV and Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have Prime and Disney, but
Okay.
Hey You and Paramount go off of Prime.
I have Hey You and Crave and Prime.
Great. Well, nobody from those channels listened. We can all share passwords. I went up to Ottawa this past weekend with one of my girlfriends. I gifted her tickets to go see Moulin Rouge the musical, and it took like a year and a half for it to come here on tour. So this was like a really long time in the making. We went up, we got a hotel room, we packed charcuterie and literally ate charcuterie as we got ready, and then went to the show, which was, it was phenomenal. I was super excited. And then we acted like 5-year-olds and we went and got McHappy Meals after the show and ate them in our hotel room.
Nice.
What else is new and exciting? Are we in love with anything?
Any products we're testing this week?
Nothing new. I've been kind of sticking to the same thing, which I'm feeling good about.
Yeah.
I have no products, but I've started this, like, going back into theme nights. I'm bored with food, and because, like, we've had really bad weather. I'm trying to keep, like, not going to bed at 8 o'clock. So we've done, like, theme nights. We did Greek night. We did French food last night. But, like, we go to the grocery store, we pick out our dinner, come home and make it, and, like, watch something of the
that's fun.
country.
That's fun.
Well, again, the weather's been crap, and it's fun to do something different.
So I was in the hotel and I was scrolling, and I think your algorithm sort of feeds you what you're thinking lately. And it's interesting because I came across this post, and the guy's Instagram handle is AdamCam10. he had this post which just shows a young man walking through, I don't know, like a lit sort of courtyard. And the caption is, "For the first time in history, women are dating men for their character. And that's why we have a male loneliness epidemic and no one is dating." And I thought that completely resonated with me because for me, I do have the obstacle of, not a lot of time, but I also have completely overhauled my standards, recognizing what I used to go for and fall for. And now I see character only first. And I think that I don't know if it's just an awareness of women being sort of, I don't know, on socials or just we have a better sort of focus on our careers and what we want out of life. And women are starting to say, I don't think I want that, whether it's a job or a relationship or whatever. And I'm not the only one actually that I have so many single friends that are also single parents who are sort of the same. And so when I saw this, I sent it to you guys.
Isn't another term people are talking about is the metaverse loneliness epidemic too?
I haven't heard of that one.
So basically, because we're so prone to, what's the first thing you do in the morning? Well, not all of us, but people flip on their social media. They want to know, they have FOMO of missing out. Yeah. But at the same time, they wouldn't have attended. I guess one of the takes too on it is that younger men, they get a different dopamine hit than women get off of social media and gaming and stuff.
Right. The 20-somethings that we didn't have that, right?
No.
We weren't at home on our phones. We weren't texting people. We were calling people.
Mm-hmm. But I've also heard that there's a fear because everything is on social media that if you're out dancing and clubbing, like they can't be free the way that we were. Because yes, we could have gotten a picture taken and it would have been uploaded to Facebook the next day. But it's very different than like in real time what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So that is, the metaverse is making us not do things because we're afraid of being shamed for it or poked fun of for it if it's caught on camera.
Yeah. I also wonder, with the actual reality of dating, that the first thing someone will ask me is, what apps are you on? And when I say none, oh, okay, yeah, you're sick of online dating too. And obviously I am. I've never really been a fan because it feels very cold, and not very personal when you're talking to somebody on those apps.
Well, and you don't know if you're really talking to that person too.
Right. And it's a scary place for women.
Yeah.
And I also think men maybe aren't comfortable outside of the apps the way, like especially 20-somethings and 30-somethings who have grown up with the apps. There isn't that old school, asking someone for coffee. And so I don't know that it's only that women have started changing their standards and upgrading their, who they're looking for and what they're looking for and not settling.
Yeah. But I think too that there's a lot of people talking about the actual loneliness epidemic is women who are in marriages but acting like single mothers. So that's another thing where they're doing all this work and all this like invisible load, I hate that term, but expected load of work that they are constantly doing that these men just don't even think about and don't want to think about and don't participate in. So I think that's another and so if younger women are seeing people our age, not like me in particular, but just in general, if they're seeing this, they're kind of saying, well, why would I put up with that? Why do I want another multiple children and a grown man who's a child?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
There's one comment on this post that I'd like to read from, it looks like, I think it's a woman. I just want more examples of men who are kind, respectful, emotionally mature, and safe to be around, which is huge given the news we've had lately. I don't want to go too dark, but, there's the online essay academy. I was going to say the R word. The online essay academy. There's obviously the stuff that's going on in the U.S. we recently saw what was that, a press conference? I saw a clip of it on Instagram where Dr. Oz, remind me again, who is he? He's appointed as something.
Some bullshit title.
I don't know. I try not to tune into the situation over there, but anyway, he's holding this press conference about fertility, and he said women have become severely underbabied.
Mm-hmm. Underbabied?
That was a term he made up.
Meanwhile, they're taking away maternity, like there's no maternity leave in the US. No. There's no support for women in any way, and men want to have babies, but they don't actually want to parent. So like, how is this make sense that, oh yes, we're underbabied, we need to go and have more babies? And didn't they say that the teen pregnancy rate was low? Oh my God. Is that not a good thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Growing up, that was like something you were, okay, the teen pregnancy rate, like be careful, all this stuff. Now they've put all of us on birth control at such young ages, and now they're regretting it. I know. I'm not understanding this. And as someone who chose not to have kids, am I a liability?
I don't know.
Or that we chose one and done. Like that was perfect. That's what we want. I'm not underbabied. I feel very fulfilled.
In some countries, isn't it illegal to have more than one? I'm so confused.
Yeah. I think, all of this to say, I think women are just kind of so disgusted these days by not all men. I don't want to be.
No, not all men, for sure.
It's just a variety of things. That I think that's what I'm saying. Big picture is it's not any one thing. It's just women are we've sort of had it,
Well, I think we've been told our entire lives that if we work hard, we'll get all the things and we can have it all. Mm-hmm. But yet there's like very little expectations of most men.
Yes.
In that situation. So I think that too is like, if they're not providing you comfort, because we make our own money, we do that. If they're not stepping up and being a proper partner, why would you want them?
No. Well, I really liked this clip this gentleman that you sent us this article from. One of my favorite parts is, so a man could get away with having the emotional intelligence of a doorknob as long as he could provide years ago. Mm-hmm. So that stood out to me because now that, we don't need a man to have kids. Let's be real. People can have kids without having a partner. We don't need somebody to provide. We can provide for ourselves. Now we're able to take a step back and find a partner that fulfills us. Like, mm-hmm. I'm so grateful for that in my life, that I was able to find somebody that I feel is my other half, and I can't wait to go home to. I could not imagine having that life of somebody that I had to depend on them mm-hmm. to survive.
Yeah.
Well, and also like having a daughter, it's like having a husband who is an equal partner and who is very like sensitive and emotional and all of those things that you want. It's so great to have her raised by someone like that, because mm-hmm. she sees that is just the norm. Right. And so we don't absolutely. Have to, it's not like fighting against what she's seen growing mm-hmm. up. She's actually realizing like this is just what it is. And she would only expect that. Yeah. Which I really am so happy about.
That is wonderful, though, that you can sit back and say, like, he's a great, great dad. He's very kind and thoughtful and takes the time with her. I mean, not all of us.
I definitely didn't grow up that way.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily our father's fault. They were brought up in a world where you weren't to show your emotion. Yeah. Like, again, that's a deep dive down a whole other path. Totally, But at the same time, in a sense, now that I'm older, like, I realize you can't begrudge those moments because they weren't allowed to have them, so they didn't know how to show them.
Yeah.
But that's our generation too.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
One of my best relationships that I've ever had, I remember many moments saying like, how come you're not, like I would just be like, where's the tears? Where's the emotion? Well, just because I'm not crying doesn't mean, I'm not sad. It just means, we got to move on. And it's just, I don't know. I was really like, that is something I need out of a relationship. It's not like I need you to be emotional and cry, but I do need you to get there mm-hmm. emotionally. And if you can't, I feel as though something's being stifled, and why. And I think that is a level of toxic masculinity, yes, where I don't need to cry to be sad. Well, why not?
It's just a good release.
I don't know. I just, if you can't get there emotionally and you're holding back, but you're a good guy in so many other ways, I'm at the stage of my life where in my next relationship, if I have a next relationship, I need that. Not all women need that. They don't need that. But
no, but that's something that is important to you. I feel like
that's a sign of good character. And I think that's another part of this quote unquote male loneliness epidemic, is that we have this new generation of, I think, influencers, they call them, who are teaching young men. I think they call it the Matrix or the red pill.
This is from the Manosphere documentary. Yes. If anybody hasn't seen it, it's on Netflix. It's called
Inside the Manosphere.
Inside the Manosphere. And
so Heather's seen it. I've seen it. Joss, you haven't seen it.
I've watched clips, but I just couldn't bring myself to watch
it. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, because I mean, it's pretty bleak, but at the same time, some parts of it you kind of have to laugh because it's pretty weird.
Well, they're signing up for these programs. These guys, they have it all. They have the girls. They have the cars. They have.
So they're showing.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the one guy. His name is Harrison Sullivan. He's 24, and he lives in, I think, Spain. And he calls himself, I can't say it without laughing. He calls himself Tiki Talkie on TikTok. So the documentary is by Louis Theroux, and Louis sort of walks into Harrison Sullivan's, I guess, apartment or house, and he immediately introduces him to this girl in a bikini, and she's, beautiful.
She's the maid.
He says, "This is my dishwasher / cleaner." Like, he has to say that right away. And so he has this, I think it's a membership type thing where and he says, "I teach," what does he say? "I coach," this is a quote from the Inside the Manosphere, "I coach boys how to be proper guys."
Cool.
And so he has this like monthly or whatever it is membership. But once they get into this membership forum or whatever it is, there's all these other things they're doing, like crypto and stocks, and I feel like it's kind of a pyramid scheme, but also teaching them to be toxic. They're teaching toxic masculinity, and if you want to get a 10 girl, this is what you have to do, and you've got to cut, and you've got to be at the gym, and you've got to, and they film themselves at the gym, and anyway.
God, we need to raise our boys to have better self-esteem, if that's the case.
Well, I think too, once a younger man, like our younger guy, goes on Instagram or whatever, if he clicks on any of these things, we know that Meta is feeding you whatever you're clicking on. Mm-hmm. So the more of these like young influencers who are sort of rage baiting these guys into thinking you can't trust the system and you shouldn't have a 9-to-5 job, you should try to be famous, and you should do this and take this supplement and go to the gym and be on your phone filming all the time. So I think that's feeding into this epidemic, because they're not really dating for a healthy relationship. They're dating to fill this red pill type manosphere.
Well, and the weird thing was with this person, they were with all these, we'll call them models from OnlyFans, but he also was very vocal about having no respect for them. So he had all these females on for clout as opposed to actually caring. And then the interviewer would say, well, why are you doing that? Well, they're doing the same thing. So they're using each other for clout to build each other's profiles, likes, shares, etc. So doesn't this all stem back for, are they all just doing it for the dopamine hit?
Yeah, 100%, I think. So I don't know, Joss, what you think. I think it just comes down to sort of parenting and who their friends are,
where they're hearing these things from, and their access to that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And how old are these kids that are seeing this? Isn't that a little bit nerve-wracking on its own? Like, are really young kids seeing this? Because as soon as you talk about it, we all know our phones are listening.
Yeah.
Is it suddenly showing up?
Yeah, tonight you're gonna have
I'm gonna have it all.
you're gonna have the Manosphere feed.
Yeah.
So I'll read. There's another character inside the Manosphere. His name is Justin Waller, and he's actually 40 and lives in Miami. Shocker. And he talks about being in Trump's getting into Trump's inner circle, and being in Mar-a-Lago 4 or 5 times. Justin Waller is a CEO, I think, of a construction company. But he's also this social media guy, and he also has this club that young guys can join, where he coaches you how to get, hot women in Miami or whatever. Thoreau asks him about the red pill community or Manosphere, and whether the idea of this community was to correct something or to change something that has recently gone sort of in the reverse, in culturally speaking. And Justin's response was, I believe that the world has recently took a swing in the wrong direction when it comes to a man having masculine energy and being strong. If you're masculine and strong, you get called toxic. And when you mix that in with feminism, we're asking women to become men. I didn't even know what that meant.
I think that's the thing that makes me laugh the most, is that they keep saying that it's feminism is the problem and all that kind of stuff, and we're trying to take away their rights. It's like, no, we're not. Like, that's the whole point, is that feminism is not trying to, it's not misandry. We're not trying to take men down. We're literally just trying to get equal playing field with them.
Right.
And I think that's, the biggest misconception. And like I saw something, it was hilarious. It was like, they're so close, but then they go off and blame women when it's actually the patriarchy that's causing all of this. And these top echelon billionaires, that's what's taking away the middle class and the ability to rise and to become a better person, right? And so and they're going, oh, it's women's fault. But actually, no, it's the patriarchy that actually caused all of this. And we're all hurting because of that.
It's funny because I know you've only seen clips, but Heather, you've seen it. And sometimes Louis Theroux makes you laugh because he just stands there when they're talking with like a blank face. And so, because at one point he says, look around. Men have invented, built, and maintained society. That is a fact. And Louis Theroux goes, is it though? Yeah. Is that a fact? He says, look around you right now. Is there anything you can see in plain sight that wasn't built by a man? And Louis Theroux's like, I mean, I don't know. And he goes, no, it's a fact. All those buildings, all those skyscrapers, all built by men. And Louis Theroux just looks at him and he's like, but do we really know that? Do we really know that for a fact? And he says, that's a fact. Who does that remind you of?
Well, it's the president.
The president.
Like, that's just it. Like, that's just lies.
Lies.
I'll just keep saying a lie and it'll become truth.
But I was going to say, some of the most beautiful buildings in Chicago, I'm pretty sure, were done by female architects.
Well, there you go. Of course. I mean, and then he says, Louis Theroux says to Justin Waller, so what do you think if a woman wants to become an astronaut or an architect? And that's fine if they want that. But the majority, they want a husband and a family. And so, I think, anyway, all of this to say, I think the male loneliness epidemic isn't just women deciding they want better character men. Or what do they call it? High value men. That's another term that's trendy right now. I think that's true. I just think what's influencing that is all these things. What's happening in the world news wise is a downer. What's happening with online dating and kind of we've lost ourselves in terms of personal, interactions. We're just behind our phones. Yeah. Anyway, I think there's $1 billion idea out there for changing how dating works. Sort of getting off your phone, getting out into the world, doing
talking a hobby or something. Yeah. But doing it with all kinds of people that also have that same hobby.
Isn't it funny though? Like, we're talking obviously about this situation, but this is how we met, is we were all kind of sick of that.
True.
Behind the computer, behind the TV, not getting out there. We all realized it was something we were missing in our lives, and took the time to try something, got out there. We met each other, and now we're doing a whole bunch of other things.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But I think that too, maybe like there isn't those things for men as much as women. I wonder. Because if you don't play sports as a man,
right,
what else do you do?
You're right.
To go out and meet people.
Yeah.
And like these groups, because we have not had them before, right. So women's groups are kind of like, or it is the one way that we can kind of meet people that are like-minded, and we can do all these things. So, but again, it's us making them, or, you know, somebody making them, and as a woman, so it's like maybe those kind of places need to be made for men, or men need
like
to feel
on the
more comfortable to get that.
Flintstones when they went to the lodge.
Yeah. But that doesn't really exist much anymore. Like, I'm sure there's some places.
Yeah. It's they just, if they're out in the front, I always see on my street, if anyone's out, you know, cutting the grass or doing something in their driveway, that's where they all sort of congregate.
Interesting.
Well, and people don't have neighborhoods like they used to. A lot of people don't know their neighbors. That also used to be a big thing. You know, you get together, have neighborhood block parties. Yeah. That's not a thing anymore. People after work used to go get a drink before going home. That's not really a thing anymore.
I think there's like bike clubs, like cycling clubs, and
pickleball.
But it's all athletic.
So like, if you're
not an athletic
so for the gamers, they're just meeting online and gaming and never meeting in person, and that's hard.
Well, if anybody wants to give some ideas of how men can
crack the loneliness
I would love to hear it, or if anybody has somebody in their lives that have started doing something different to try to change it, like that would be really cool to know about.
I have 2 boys, and I'm very quick to not just correct, but have conversations if they say, like, for example, they were training recently for cross country, and one of them said in the car on the way home from school one day, yeah, I mean, I got beat by a girl today in the run. And I said, why do you have to talk about whether they were a boy or a girl? You know, I could see if you thought it was strange to be beat by somebody younger because you're older and taller, and gender's not a part of it. Yeah. It's just, you're out there racing. If you get beat by someone you think you should have beat, work harder. That's it.
Yeah, it should drive you to do better.
Yeah. I also encourage them to have friends that are whoever you want to hang around with. Why does it have to be,
just the girls or just the boys?
And I don't know about, Emmy or how that goes. But.
Yeah, they're pretty cliquey already with the girls. But then she was telling me the other day, she's like, oh, there's like 3 boys that are good and they like to hang out with us. We let them play with us. Yeah. And like, so it's like
there's so much benefit from
so much benefit for both.
Exactly. Ends. Having friendships with everyone, not just the boys in your class.
Yeah.
I think that also sets the stage for how their adult lives go and their relationships go. But
do you find there's a big blame thing going on? Like, I will see people, and this has nothing to do with men, this is an everybody thing. If somebody hasn't gotten to reach their full potential, or they haven't hit a goal, instead of taking a step back and saying, okay, what could have I done to do a little bit better, or what could I do to improve? They would rather blame it on somebody else. And so say somebody did do better. Well, it's because of X, Y, and Z. You don't know how hard they worked behind the scenes to get to where they are.
Yeah.
So
I totally agree with that. It's an internal reflection needs to happen more than blaming others or saying that things aren't fair. Like, no, you can fix yourself. You can get whatever you want. You just have to
100%
challenge yourself.
Well, maybe we could become rich by creating a male loneliness club instead of these toxic clubs.
That just the toxic ones.
$50 a month, and we'll get you guys together. We'll provide snacks. You can talk
and
about
instead
the
of
latest books
taking
you've read.
peptides, we'll give you some vitamin C and D. We'll have a red light therapy session.
Correct.
We'll do a cold plunge. And
I mean, my brother-in-law, I remember my sister took him for a pedicure and he was so mad. He's like, this is ridiculous. Men don't get pedicures. As if, anyway, men should get pedicures because have you seen their feet?
Yeah, 100%.
Gross. And after it, he's like, don't tell anyone I said this, but that was amazing.
Aww.
I love that.
He's like, it was so amazing. He works in construction, right? So it was probably so
his
luxurious.
Feet probably, and
Yeah.
like really needed it, deserved it. No,
But in all honesty, I think we should take gender out of it. It shouldn't be
Totally
a guy thing, a girl thing, a they thing. It's an everybody thing.
Yeah.
Like if you
everyone
love it,
deserves a little bit of self-care in whatever way that works for you.
if you love it, do
and
it.
some of those salons serve beer. So just
They
saying.
do?
Yeah.
There's
Find the
wine
right
and
one.
beer.
You can have wine and beer. And
Okay,
There
guys,
you go.
why are we here?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I actually have something I have to ask both of you.
Sure.
So this has been weighing on my mind. It's very heavy in my world. Have either of you been camping?
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Okay, thank you.
In my life, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
I've
You
never been
once-
camping.
Never once in your life?
No. Okay. We did go glamping. Rob and I did last year because I'd never been camping. We wanted to try something different. And when I say like glamping, it was this. It wasn't an RV, but it was kind of like it. It had like a compostable toilet. It had full air conditioning. It had Wi-Fi. But it was out in the middle of nowhere, and it was kind of like crappy weather and everything. And we were supposed to be there for 2 nights. I lasted one. And I called the dog sitter and said, I'm on my way home. She goes, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't do this.
So you're not a camper?
Never.
The last time we went was 2015. And that was enough to be like, no, I never want to do this again. No.
Yeah.
My mom got married at our farm that has no running water and no electricity. So it's like an old family farm. And she rented RVs for us. And that too, I was like, oh my God, this is hell.
I have a friend who loves to camp. She just gets so much joy from it. She even solo camps. Like she'll leave her husband and her kids at home and she'll go right in the middle of the woods and camp. No. The last time I camped, that was that horrible relationship I had in my early 30s. And he called me up at work and said, and I would do anything that guy asked me to do. And he had lots of money. So I thought everything he's asking me to do is going to be like fancy. Yeah. And he goes, do you want to go portaging this weekend? And I didn't.
Canoes?
I didn't know what it meant.
Oh my God.
Okay. This was before I had smartphone too. So I just thought, okay, that sounds amazing. And then I hang up with him and I go tell my friend at work. I go, oh, I'm not going to say his name. Just asked me to go portaging. What is that? She goes, oh my God, you?
Okay, but you got to tell us what it is.
You have to canoe to your location and then carry the canoe to the site where you're going to camp.
Oh.
Horrible. No. Horrible.
So you have to lug your equipment and the canoe.
And you can't hardly pack anything because you can't weigh down the canoe. So he was weighing everything I was packing. We ran out of wine on the first day into 3 days of camping on.
I would have been out of there so quickly.
You can't because you're in a canoe. You have to be.
There are rescue copters that can come and get you.
Well, that's the funniest part.
I call my mom.
It was Algonquin Park, and it was a long weekend. And because we got there late on the Friday, we couldn't find a site that wasn't occupied. And it was getting dark. We had to be rescued by what do you call them? I don't know.
The Rangers?
Yeah.
Like
and they had to
Yogi
put
Bear?
the canoe on their boat and drive us around and try to find a place to camp. It was awful.
That's embarrassing.
And then we were putting a tent up at whatever time at night. It was dark. It was the worst. Anyway.
I'm really sorry for your loss of that time.
There's no bathrooms.
No.
So
what?
you do the math on that.
You dig the hole.
It's not
You dig a
romantic.
hole? Okay.
Yeah. Not romantic. Gross.
No.
It was, so that needless to say, that was my finale of camping. Never again.
And I thought mine was bad.
Yeah, that's it.
So guys, do you want to go not camping at a really nice hotel sometime?
Yes.
With
I'm in.
robes and room service?
Yeah, robes
Yes.
and
I'm not
Netflix
being
and
bougie,
okay.
but if I'm going to pay to do something, I want to be
it to be that.
comfortable.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and you can follow us on Instagram if you want. Fully Grownish. See you soon.
Bye.